Well, I went, you know what? All right, I'm going to allow myself to get certain figures. As cool as so many of the bad guys are, I'm not going to get the bad guys because I'm not going to play with them. You understand why we get toys. When you become an adult, it's not that you don't want to play with them. It's just that playing with action figures isn't enough anymore, which is why you and I write,
Yeah.
because to go pew, 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 doesn't do enough. You want to craft a story. You want it to last. You don't want to just go, okay, and put them down and you forgot and it's out of sight, out of mind. You want something that lasts. So now you switch to writing. Well, at the same time, you love holding the physical embodiment of a character that you love.
Yeah.
It's inspiring for your creativity, and you just can admire the craftsmanship too.
Yeah, and me having dipped my toes in the production side of things, working with Toynami for so many years, I love just the physicalness of of admiring a really well done figure and how they're handling it, the articulation and how they're handling the accessories and how much better sculpts are and paints. And I can't believe you're not buying any of the Cobra figures. I couldn't do GI Joe, and now because the Cobras were the best designs.
I'm fighting it. I never got a steel faced or a hooded Cobra Commander. I had to do the battle armor when I finally found them.
Oh, the worst of the three.
Yeah, but it was still a Cobra. Actually, it's not the worst. It might be the third best because the worst was the one that came after it.
Fair point. Oh.
But okay, so now I always wanted Snake Eyes, of course. I had to go with my favorites. And there's like 5 different versions of Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
I got the best one. I got the one that comes with Timber, where he's got the baggier pants. They're dark green pants. Yeah. He's got the sword. He's got many guns. He's got knives. And he's got the scarf.
It's more the visor and not the
visor is key. That is key. You got to do the visor over the goggles. However, to be fair, the 6-inch, ones from the original with the goggles, it's still amazing looking because they do one where his top looks like a sweater.
Yeah.
Like that military sweater where it has the grip there. And you can actually see the lines of the sweater. That's a beautiful. Then they have one that's more, smooth, tighter to his skin. That's also cool. But again, if you're going to get one, I got the one that I didn't buy Timber. I got it used, which is why I got it cheap. I don't need Timber. I love Timber, but again, what am I going to do with him? He's going to take up room on my shelf.
Yeah.
But give me that Snake Eyes. That is the perfect Snake Eyes. And then I had to get Duke. And then I was like, do I get yellow shirt Duke or Tiger Force? Because Tiger Force has a green shirt, which is very military and close to like a Jack O'Neill kind of look.
You got to have that yellow shirt.
Well, I'm glad I waited.
For me.
I'm glad I waited because they're coming out with the good animated yellow. So I'm getting that guy when he comes out. So I decided I'll get the green one for now because it's cheap. And, if that's the one that would come with the Tiger motorcycle.
Right.
I didn't get the motorcycle because I got it used. Thus the low price.
Yeah.
And one of my favorites that I had to get, and it's such an excellent figure, Outback. Outback, I always loved because he's the outdoorsman. He's wearing a T-shirt. He's got the backpack. He's very grounded, and I went with the Tiger Force one because the shirt, instead of being white and saying survival, which always bothered me because right. And it's a white shirt.
Like if the shipwreck figure wore a shirt that said boat on it.
Yeah. like a white shirt, you're a military man. I know I'm not a military man and I can't wear white T-shirts because they'll become yellow stained T-shirts in a half hour. So I got the Tiger Force one, which is an orange shirt with a tiger on it, like a tiger head, and they gave him gray hair.
No, he looks more haggard.
I love it because you're an outdoorsman. You shouldn't be. Oh, this is no. I prefer to be in the woods.
That Outback has seen some things.
Exactly, and his gun is taped.
Yeah,
like in the handle. So I got him, and I have him like this, holding the knife that way, and using it to hold the gun.
Yeah.
at the moment. Like I posed them,
Yeah.
in my room. So I got those guys. And I thought, okay, that's good for now. Well, then I made the mistake a couple months ago, maybe a month ago, of going to Ollie's.
That's a East Coast discount chain, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So picture it where you are, whatever it's called, that you're getting something. You're getting something whether you wanted it or not.
Yeah.
Because I'm walking around and they have the great Marvel action figures, and I got the white Vision.
Oh yeah.
Right. I got Vision. I got Han Solo from the what was the last one he was in? The older Han Solo.
The Force Awakens.
Yeah, Force Awakens. I got that action figure because I already bought. You already know this. I got 4 Indiana Jones 6-inch figures because I've waited my entire life for that.
That line's great.
Oh, isn't it? My son got. I let him, instead of me buying it too, he got the one with the tie.
Yeah.
From Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Well, I love them and I'm thrilled. Well, I thought I'll get Han in the leather jacket because he stands right next to Indy.
Yeah.
And it looks great.
That's cool.
So I thought, okay, I got Han, I got Vision. I was gonna get another one, but I went, no, you know what? That's enough. Wait a minute. And the guy's walking by. He's like, excuse me, do you have G.I. Joe? He goes, he looks around. Back aisle, middle display, hidden behind the boxes. Like as though it's some trade secret.
Yeah. I like the way he leans into. Would you like to buy an O?
Opening the coat.
Yeah.
And so nice reference, by the way.
Thank you.
Not everybody's gonna get that. But all right, so I'm searching around and they had Lego G.I. Joe. You can get like a copter or something.
Yeah.
I can get it, but I'm like, all right, I just want to see what they have because people on Twitter are posting, look what I can't believe they have Chuckles at, whatever. And Chuckles is another one that I'm resisting getting, but I always loved him because he's so grounded. Like by the time Chuckles came out, G.I. Joe, the designs of the figures were aggravating because they weren't military anymore.
Yeah.
They would go sci-fi. And
we're leaning much more to sci-fi and supers, which was more my bread and butter. So there's a sweet spot between the first, which were more conventional military, and at the end where it just got crazy when he had like Cobra Law with dudes who were like half snake.
Right.
But the middle sweet spot where you get Serpentor. And
I got a Serpentor at the time.
He's riding on that big snake sky sled. Oh, come on.
Loved it. Huh?
And you had lots of Destro and lots of Baroness, and you had Dr. Mindbender with a big old monocle.
Had him.
That's my joke.
Right. Me too. I mean, up until then, it was great. But at one point, they didn't even try to make a military anymore. They're like, look, it's a slime. He plays in slime, or, he's wearing a neon space outfit. And they try to do that kind of line.
Yeah, their Star Brigade was terrible. And there's one where it's like they're all anti-toxic waste guys, and they're all like glow in the dark. And like, yeah, no.
And poor Larry Hama had to write the comic book, and he was told, you have to do these stories with these figures. And like they made Flint be one of those glowy guys. And like, no, just stop. Like you're destroying classic characters. But within that, they would give you the occasional good guy.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I'm looking at around and I see they have Lady Jane, who I had to resist because she's an excellent character. You could have her with the hat. Yeah. You can have her without the hat. You can have her with the throwing spears. The whole, I mean, I stood there for 15 minutes staring.
And there are only like 5 women in the whole line.
Right. Well, now they're doing more. There's actually, not that I necessarily know who they are. Like there's Helix.
They just added Helix. See, Helix and Shooter to me both count because they're both Larry Hama characters.
Right, exactly.
They're from new comics, but if it's from Larry Hama, then they count.
Agreed, 100%. So I look, and who do they have? Stalker.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I hadn't planned on getting Stalker, but I remember being a boy, and when I had gotten a lot of the original figures when they came out with like the original 7. I had Stalker was one of my first, Snake Eyes. The random guys that not Breaker because he came with the car, but like all the green suited.
Clutch came with the car.
Oh, was it Clutch? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Because Breaker looked just like Clutch. It was almost.
Okay, I did get Breaker. Breaker was the very first guy I had. He had the brown beard.
Yeah.
That's why I get them confused. So Breaker was the very first G.I. Joe I ever opened.
Yeah, he was a communications guy. He had like a backpack.
The thing with the
yes.
Well, Stalker was one that I had. Remember, the arms didn't swivel yet.
Yeah, it didn't have a swivel arm.
I had brought him over. Now, this is years later. This is back, I don't know. I could have been in 7th grade. And I went over a classmate's house because we were talking about G.I. Joe. And he goes, oh, yeah, come bring him over. Let's take a look. So one of the guys I bring over is Stalker. And he goes, I'll trade you Stalker for Visor version 2 Snake Eyes and Timber. How do I ever say no to that?
No, I was about to say it's a bad call, but that's a pretty good trade.
It's a great call for me because I made out like a bandit. I got my favorite figure and his wolf sidekick. The best version of Snake Eyes ever.
Yeah,
I got him now. And I had to give away Stalker? Okay, there you go. Next day in school, I said, oh, how's that Stalker treating you? Great. I put him out on the street and had somebody drive over him.
Oh, that hurts.
So it hurts. Now, I know it wasn't my figure anymore. I know blah, 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 but it's still, you did that to a G.I. Joe. And by the way, it was my G.I. Joe. So that had haunted me all these years. So when I saw Stalker for $8, $8, I say, there's no way I was not getting Stalker.
I love the notion, by the way, of you being haunted by the ghost of Stalker past all these years.
Yeah, I just picture him.
No!
So I've resurrected Stalker.
Excellent.
So
thanks for listening, everybody. And remember, stay excited.
The Forever Adventure Network.
Welcome to the adventure.